then we can start the seminar. Thank you so much for the input, for the reply. Okay, so the subject of today's webinar is Miramate PEMF technology, and we talk mainly about mini magic and big magic devices. Before that, I will tell you a few things about myself. I am a Canadian of Romanian origin. I was born, raised, and educated in Romania, but for the last 30 years, I have lived in Canada. I am an electronics engineer. I studied industrial electronics with a minor in medical electronics. I have over 40 years of experience and a number of patents, both in North America and Romania. I practice martial arts as a way of self-development at all levels, physical, mental, and spiritual. I have achieved the level of black belt in a couple of different styles of karate. Over the years, I have taught children and teenagers as part of the YMCA program. In order to maintain my health, I practice energy healing arts like Qigong and Reiki. I also teach children and adults to do the same thing. I really believe that the future of medicine is energy healing, both in hands-on and equipment-assisted forms. I know that it can not only help to maintain health, but also help one to recover from an unhealthy state. As a result, I have become interested in research subjects like Nicola Tesla's scalar energy theory, Royal Rife's motor oscillation rate, entrainment effect of electromagnetic waves, and more recent advancement in bio-resonance and biofeedback. I started looking at equipment like Bicom and Hunter Metatron, but unfortunately, most of the equipment on the market was too expensive for personal use. A few years ago, about 3.5 years ago, I found out about Spooky 2 equipment and about the noble intention of the company to make it available at an affordable price. Immediately, I bought and used most of their equipment. From then, I then found about the sister company, Miramate, and I acquired some of their equipment too. I'm very happy with the investment in my health and well-being. The PMF devices are among my favorites. I like this subject so much that I decided to share my experience with you. I hope that you like it too. I will tell you now a few things about Miramate. Miramate is the sibling company of Spooky 2, as I already told you. The name is derived from two words, miracle and mate. The Miramate vision is to help users to live in peace, harmony, and vitality as they restore and renew their lives. Miramate products are carefully crafted by a dedicated team of experienced experts and specialists using cutting-edge technology. Miramate products are safe and non-invasive. Miramate products have been engineered to be astonishingly effective and surprisingly affordable. Before going further, I have to tell you that I am an engineer and a researcher, and I am not a doctor or a qualified medical practitioner. If you have any health issue, I recommend to see your doctor or naturopath and follow the instructions. The information presented here, but not limited to text, graphics, images, and other materials contained of this presentation are for informational purposes only. This presentation is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnostic, or treatment. PEMF is a natural, energetic, non-invasive method to improve the body's own healing capabilities. These methods can work by itself or alongside both modern and complementary healing modalities. The PEMF therapy is safe. There are not any known harmful side effects associated with PEMF therapy. So about this presentation, I built this presentation on the assumption that you have none or little knowledge of PEMF technology. Generally, when I'm presented with something new, I ask myself 3 questions. What exactly is this? How can I use this? And when would I use this? Everyone is probably asking themselves the same questions, consciously or not. I could replay this with any of the amazing pieces of energy healing equipment from Miramate. However, in the following slides, I will try to answer these questions in regards to the PEMF equipment. So let's start with the first question. What is PEMF technology? Let's go a little bit further. The energy healing technology comes in 2 different modalities. There is a Hertzian technology. It's based on the electromagnetic waves, the way we know them nowadays. And there is a scalar technology that is based on scalar field that were discovered later by Tesla. So the Hertzian technology comes from James Clerk Maxwell, a Scottish scientist that formulated the theory of electromagnetic radiation and electromagnetic field in 1860s and at the beginning of 1870s. He established the basis of 2 different types of waves: vectorial, sometimes named Hertzian waves, and scalar waves. Later, at the beginning of 20th century, Royal Raymond Rife, an American scientist, inventor, and doctor in bacteriology from Johns Hopkins University and University of Heidelberg, established that everything in nature has their own resonant frequency. This is a very important thing. On the other hand, Nikola Tesla, an American inventor of Serbian origin, electrical and mechanical engineer, proved for the first time the existence of scalar waves in 1899. Because of this, he is considered the father of scalar energy, even so Maxwell discovered them theoretically about 20 years before. So let's talk at the place that PEMF devices have in the family of Miramate energy healing devices. Miramate created devices that fall into 3 different categories: PEMF devices, cold laser devices, and vacuum ultraviolet devices. To have a better look at this, in this diagram that expands the previous one, will give you an idea about the equipment that Miramate builds. So you have I don't know if you can see my mouse here on the left. You have the Miramate PEMF devices with a mini magic and big magic. And you have the cold laser devices. There are three of them, the wrist X, cold laser wrist X, the light pad, and the nail pad. Also, there is another device that falls in the same category, the prostate kit. Also, there is the last category is vacuum ultraviolet light. They build a ray gun. Um, let's concentrate now only on Miramate PMF devices. There are two of them. One is called Mini Magic, the other one is called Big Magic. They use the word magic because the effect they have on the body is really magical. And of course, there are some accessories that are pertinent to those two devices. We'll see further those accessories with the Mini Magic and Big Magic. In this image, you can see the Mini Magic. It's a small device that you can hold in your palm. It has only two buttons and on and off buttons, as you can see here. And there is a light that shows that it's working. And you have a power level selection switch that has three positions. This device is used with one of these two accessories, either single coil or quad coil. Quad coil, actually, it's a single coil 4 times that will increase the area of the treatment. Of course, it comes with a USB cable and the power supplies that is adapted to your country power requirement. So if you are in Europe, in UK or in North America, you'll have different power supplies. So what's in the box that you receive when you buy this one? You have the Mini Magic main unit or pulse unit. You have one pair of single coils or one pair of quad coils. You may have even the option to buy both pairs. You have 5 volts DC power adapter specific to your country, as I said, and detachable USB cable. This comes in very handy because you can see further. You can use this cable in a different configuration. You also have a coil tester and a velvet bag to protect your Mini Magic between treatments. The battery is not included in the package. In this slide, you can see the 3 options to power the Mini Magic. The first one is using a battery that you place inside the Mini Magic unit. In the user manual, you'll find the instruction on how to open and how to install the batteries in the unit. I saw on the Facebook that a lot of people have problems with the way to install the battery. The 9 volts battery comes with 2 terminals. One of them is plus and the other one is minus. Usually on the side of the battery is written plus or minus. But in case it's not, the smaller round terminal, it's the plus terminal. And the slightly bigger hexagonal one is the minus terminal. So it's very easy to install. You just push it there, close the cover, and it's ready to work. The other options to power the Mini Magic is using the power adapter that is delivered with the unit. Together with the USB cable. So you connect the USB cable to the power adapter, you insert the power adapter in the power bar or outlet that you have, and you connect the USB cable to the Mini Magic. There is a set options that is more contemporary, and actually this is the one that I use, the one that I prefer. If you buy a power pack, is called, it's an external battery source that is much more powerful than the 9 volts battery, and also it's a little bit heavier, but it will last much longer. And instead of inserting the USB cable in the power adapter as before, we insert it in the output of the power bank. Usually, if you use it with the battery is supposed to last about 8 hours. But again, depends on the battery. Some people use rechargeable batteries in the range of 600 to 1,000 milliamperes hour. If you use the second options, you can use it indefinitely. As long as you have power in the power bar, you can use the Mini Magic. For the third options, I've been using it for a few days, maybe a couple of hours a day, and my power pack didn't look like lost any power. So if you need to travel, I really recommend this option, is the most powerful one. And you may choose to opt for a power pack that comes with the solar chargers, so you can charging during the day and using all the time when you want. Okay, so let's go further. The other device is the Big Magic. It's called the Big because can supply much more energy to your body, not because it's really bigger. The size is probably a little bit more than twice the size of the Mini Magic. You can see here in the image, the top and the two sides view. It's a little bit more complicated than Mini Magic, but not very. Later, I will show you each control and how I will explain you how to use it. The Mini Magic comes with two options. Originally came with the standard mat that is shown at the right. It was a smaller 20 by 63 centimeters, and was thin, had like a more like plastic appearance, and for a while they used only that one. Like 1 year about 1 year ago, they developed a new format of mat, which is twice as wide, has more than twice, has 51 centimeter, and the same, pretty much the same length. And it's the materials are higher quality, and it's much softer than the first one. Of course, there is a difference between them regarding the penetration and the power of the mat. I think that right now, maybe somebody from Miramate can confirm, but they deliver the big magic only with the mat, deluxe mat. Anyway, I bought it at the time when they had only the small mat, and 1 year ago, when I found out about the new mat, I bought that one too, and this is the one that I'm using at night. Okay. So let's take a look at what you can find in a package. You can find the Big Magic main unit or the pulsing unit. You can find also the 5 DC power adapter specific to your country, and the detachable USB cable. So if I understand that now it is delivered only with the deluxe mat that comes with its own cable. The cable is attached to the mat and it connects only to the unit. And it comes also with the coil tester. Everything comes in a bag that protects your mini magic between treatments or when you need to transport it. So as I said, I believe that the new version does not include the standard version. The like last year, you could buy both. You can opt between the two. Okay, so now we have two devices, and if you need to use them, it's good to know what are the differences, what are the strengths and the weaknesses of each of them. So Mini Magic is small, discrete, portable. By comparison, the Big Magic is stationary, not portable. Actually, right now, because you can have uh, power banks that can hold up to, I think, 100,000 milliamps hour. You can use for a few hours even this one with a power bank. So it's not actually portable, but you can use it like in a car or on a plane if you need it. The Mini Magic does not require a main power supply because you can use it either with the internal battery or with the power bank. On the other hand, the Big Magic requires the main power supplies. The consumption of the Mini Magic, it's very, very, very small, like can vary between 2.2 and 380 milliamps, depending on the time the impulses are delivered. The consumption of the Big Magic is higher. It's somewhere between 380 and 490 milliamps. That's why it's not, unless you have a big power bank, uh, you can't use it without the main power supply. The Mini Magic has two types of coils, single and the quad coil, as you saw in the images. These coils are rigid. On the other hand, Big Magic has two different types of large pads, lately only one, and both mats are flexible, which is very good because can adapt to a bed or to a chair or to any other place where you need to install it, to put it. Because of the size, the mini magic coils are suitable for small and medium areas of treatment. The large pad is suitable for large area of treatment as normal. The mini magic has three different intensities. When the big magic has only two selections, minimum, maximum, no medium. The maximum intensity of the mini magic is 200 Gauss with the coils stacked. For the big magic, the maximum intensity is 800 Gauss per coil or 6,000 Gauss on the full mat. The body penetration. So it is how deep the, I think that my image froze. I don't see, yeah, probably the internet. Okay, so the body penetration is about 12 inches or 30 centimeters for the stacked coil of the mini magic, and for the big magic is the same 12 inch 10 centimeter for the old. Oh, the image is back. 12 inches or 30 centimeters for the standard mat, and slightly more 14 inches or 35 centimeters for deluxe mat. In the case of the mini magic and the big magic old mat, the field actually extends about 5 centimeters outside the coil or the small mat. Now, a big difference is that the mini magic works on 9.6 hertz, which is the studies found that this is the ideal frequency for body healing and regeneration. On the other hand, the big magic works on Schumann frequency, which is the average is 7.83 hertz, that balance the bioenergetic field and reconnect with Earth's field. And one last difference is that the mini magic has a low cost, of course. It's about a half, a little bit, maybe less than a half of the cost of the big magic. Yeah, I think now the image is back, so I noticed myself. Okay. Let's go further and take a look at how these devices are working. Magnetic field used to heal individuals dating back to 4000 BC. Hindu treated disease using magnetized stones known as lodestones. By 2000 BC, Chinese physicians had created written protocols for applying lodestones to acupuncture points. The ancient Egyptians too appears to have used lodestones, and Cleopatra is reported to have worn a small magnet to preserve her use. And look, In ancient Greece, lodestones were used by Hippocrates to alleviate headaches. And more closer to us, in 1600s, Sir William Gilbert used lodestones to relieve the arthritic pains of Queen Elizabeth I. Okay, uh, pulse electromagnetic field, or PEMF therapy, it's a modern magnetic therapy application. This method has its own merit. It was first acknowledged in 1932 by a study at Yale University. The conclusion of the study was that the PEMF is able to donate energy to the depleted body, helping cells to repair, rebuild, and regenerate naturally. Closer to us, in 1979, the FDA approved for the first time a PEMF device to combat bone loss. Later, FDA approved PEMF devices that recognize their effectiveness for different ailments, ranging from pain to surgery recovery, leading to the technology being used on astronauts after they return to Earth. More recently, in 2011, PEMF was recognized by FDA as treatment for depression. Scientists have published thousands of studies, clinical trials, and research articles on the topic. You can find currently over 450 studies on PEMF on PubMed. If you go on www.ncbi.nlm.nih.gov/PubMed, and you select PEMF, you can find a lot of studies there if you are interested in theory behind these devices and their applications. So let's take a look at how this is working. When an electrical alternative current is running through a copper coil, it creates a magnetic field. This field is known as pulse electromagnetic field, PEMF. This method, it's an effective way to introduce low frequencies electromagnetic waves into the body. As you can see on the right side, this field is similar to the electromagnetic pulse of the Earth itself, known as Schumann resonance frequency, which is 7.83 hertz or pulsation per second. PEMF targets your body at cellular level to stimulate cell metabolism and improve your health. It re-energizes the energy depleted cells, restoring the cellular membrane potential to an optimum 70 millivolts. Talking about this, I'll just make a brief digression. So the normal potential of the membrane, it's in the range of 70 to 90 millivolts, and is determined by the balance between sodium and potassium. This balance is very fragile. Like a chronic disease will make this balance to will unbalance this potential, and the potential will go lower up to 50 millivolts, even lower than 50 millivolts in case of cancers. On the contrary, an acute disorder like inflammation or something like this can increase temporarily the membrane potential up to 120 millivolts. So it is very important to maintain the balance. not enough is not good, create chronic problems. Too much is not good, creates acute problems, inflammations. So we have to keep it in the range, 70 to 90 millivolts. And this was determined like 90 years ago by Otto Warburg, which was a Nobel Prize winner at that time. Because of these numerous diseases, disorders, and injuries, benefits from PMF treatments. And something else, as I said before, there are not known side effects of PEMF therapy. So let's go back to mini magic. How this mini magic works. It emits some pulses, but how these pulses are? Actually, there are 3 phases. So in the first phase, mini magic has a soothing initialization period, metronome-like alternating pulses with varying intensity. The magnetic field is reversed for each pulse, eliminating any residual charge. This is very important because some of the PMF devices on the market, they emit only unidirectional pulses, which in time creates fatigue at cellular level. The average strength is gradually increased and preparing your body for the main program. If an implant is safe for MRI, it's also safe to use a mini and Magic devices. Mini Magic uses a series of short pulses in the second phase, each adding to the last one. Optimum pulse strength varies from individual to individual, so Miramate sends pulse combinations. The precise pulse strength for you is guaranteed this way. The pattern is subsequently repeated every 10 minutes in the reverse direction. So here it's a small difference. In the first phase, the pattern, the pulses are going both direction. In the second phase, in the main phase, the impulses are going in one direction only, but then after 10 minutes goes in the other direction. There is also a final stage when mini magic swipes your body with soothing waves during this brief, very short stage, preparing for the next cycle of the treatment. The treatment cycle for the mini magic is 30 minutes. That's why it's important if you want to use it for 30 minutes or longer. How to use mini magic. So first step is to connect the power to the mini magic using one of the 3 options, as I have already explained to you. Then plug the coils into the mini magic. Here you have to be careful. You have to press completely the connector into the mini magic. Some people complain that it's not working, and the reason was that the connector was not inserted completely. In the user manual, you have pictures showing you how it should look, the connector when it's completely inserted. And the last step is turn on the mini magic. Then you can just sit and enjoy the treatments. Now, a lot of people ask, would you feel something? Would you hear something? The answer for the most part is no. If the mini magic is working and you place the 2 coils one to the other, you will hear a very slight, small click, but some people may not even hear it. On the other hand, when you place them on your body, also depending on the place you are putting them, most probably will not feel anything. Some very sensitive people, like I myself, I'm very sensitive because the energy work I'm doing, like Qigong and Reiki, and I can feel a slight pulsation. So don't worry if you don't hear anything, if you don't feel anything, the device is working. How can you verify that it's working? Using the coil tester. So you place the coil tester on the coil and you turn on the mini magic, and then the red LEDs of the coil tester will start flashing. You repeat the operation for the next coil. If you have a quad, you can put it on each of the 4 coils. So this will show you that, yes, mini magic is doing something, even if you are not aware of that. Now, another important question, how you place the coils. In a picture, the right side, you can find 3 different ways to place them. The first one is side by side. This placement will allow for a larger area to be treated, more than like only for individual coil. The second one is you place them on top of each other. This placement will enhance the strength of the energy field for localized treatments. And there is another option. You place the coils on each side of the affected area. This placement, when possible, will maximize the penetration of the electromagnetic field created by the coils. Now, a few observations, a few notes on this. The coils have 2 sides. One of them is smooth, and the other one has some 4 bumps. So when you place the coils, place them with the smooth sides against the body. And when you stack the coils together, put the rough sides together. Okay, so how do you place them on a body, on a different parts? You can put them anywhere you want. On the body and on the head, it's safe. You can use one of the bands that are supplied with the mini magic device, and it's not absolutely necessary to put them directly on the body, on the skin. As I said, the penetration is pretty big. So if you have like in this case, over the clothes, they are not very thick, it's okay. There is no problem with that. However, if you have bulky clothes made for outside, it will probably reduce a lot the efficacy of the efficiency of the coils and the device. On the right side, you see you can put it using the headband. You can put it over the temples. You can put it over the ears. You can put it over the eyes, and you can work on the computer or watch TV or do any other things while being treated. Now let's talk about the big magic. The big magic exactly copies the natural frequency of Earth, which is called the Schumann resonance frequency, I said, and it's the average is 7.83 hertz. According to scientific studies, this magnetic frequency perfectly matches the frequency of our body, mind, tissues, and cell. It can balance the body and attempt to improve the quality of health at the baseline level. The human body needs this frequency to maintain health. A second characteristic is that Big Magic uses a square wave, which NASA studies have shown to be effective for cell stimulation and regeneration. The waveform produced by Big Magic is shorter and sharper than most other PMF devices with mat on the market. So it can penetrate the cells easier and faster and improve the blood flow of the body to keep it to the normal conditions. Another thing about Big Magic is that most existing PMF, Big Magic, sorry, most existing PMF devices with mat on the market only apply a single pulse in the same direction. After long-term treatments, the cells and body are recharged in one direction, creating a remnant charge, which is not good for your health. Big Magic applies bidirectional single pulses that changes their direction every 10 minutes again, and this leave your body in a neutral charging state at the end of the treatment. Okay, let's see how can be Big Magic operated. So all the controls are on the small sides on both of them. So on one side, you have the power connector, which is number 3 here. You have the power LED, which is number 4. You have a USB port that is used for other things, is not for the treatment. And on the left side, you have the power level switch. So you have 1 and 2, you have 2 levels. And you have a signal LED that will pulse during operations. At the top part, all the oval around the gray part, there is a very soothing light. They call it environmental or breathing light. Actually, it pulses slowly. So if you want, you can, I was doing this, I use this light when you meditate, like for coordination between of your breath. So we can breathe in and out, or 2 pulses or 3 pulses, or if you can't, only one pulse. On the other short side, you have the most important thing is the on-off switch. And you have the port, it's a port that is connected to the mat. And the last one is the button that can turn the environmental light on and off. So how to use Big Magic? First, connect the power to the Big Magic using one of the 2 options. As I said, the other option is using a power bank. Verify that the power LED is on. Plug the mat cable into the Big Magic. Select the desired power level, 1 or 2. I suggest you start with 1, and there is no undesirable effect. You go with 2. In my case, 2 is working perfectly. Don't need to go lower than that. But some people may be very sensitive to electromagnetic energy, so they may start with the level 1. Then you select the light options on and off, and you turn on the Big Magic. Of course, you verify that the signal LED is flashing. Then you know that it's working. The same thing as for the mini magic. You not really, the average person will not really notice anything when you approach the mat. You sleep on it, or you put it on your back, or on your chair. So because of that, you can verify that actually the mat is working, other way than only with the signal, that signal LED that is pulsing. In the bag, you'll find a big round coil tester. It's bigger than the tester for um, the mini magic, and you put this tester on a mat in the central area, regardless if it's the old mat or the new mat deluxe, and turn on the big magic. The LEDs of the coil tester will flash regularly. You can move the coil tester along the center area, and you'll notice that in some places doesn't pulse, in other places pulse again. So it's because the mat is made out of more than one coils. So every time you are in the center of one coil, you will see the coil tester flashing. So how you can use it? You can put the mat over, under, or around the targeted area. On the left, you can see you can put it under your bed sheet or under your pillowcase during the sleep, and you can put it anywhere under the targeted area. Could be the back, could be the hips, knees, or wherever the problem is. During the day, you can put it behind you on a chair, or exact under you on the chair. Both are solutions are possible. And another option is like if you have a problem with the knees and legs, while you are sitting on a chair, you can put them on the legs or around one leg if you need this. A few warnings that the company makes sure that you are aware of. Never use the mini magic or the big magic in, near, or around water. There is a small danger of damaging the device, the electrical connections. There, it's practically no danger for your health, but mainly for the device. Also, both mini magic and big magic's powerful magnetic pulses prohibit its use under the following circumstances. During pregnancy, this is not recommended to use PEMF technology during pregnancy. For people with a non-MRI safe IUD, which means internal device, internal user device, like pacemaker, cochlear hearing implants, intrauterine devices, things like that. So if you have one of those devices, is not recommended to use the PEMF. Also, it is not recommended for people or animals with organ transplants. If you have an external, not internal electronic medical device, like an insulin pump, hearing aids, etc., is not recommended to use it while you are using that device. So either use one or the other. Like, given this is what the company recommends, like my personal opinion as an engineer, and keeping in mind that electromagnetic field extends about 5 centimeters from the edge of the, let's say, coils of the mini magic. If you are far enough, let's say 12 inches, 30 centimeters from that external device, I would personally use it. But again, this is my opinion, is not the company's opinion. They recommend not to use it while using one of those devices. So generally speaking, if an implant is safe for MRI, it's also safe for use with mini magic or big magic devices. So we talked about what are the Miramate PEMF devices. We talked about how they work and how you can use it. Now let's answer the last question. Why would you use it? The main effect on PMF, you can see on an image on the left a few of the main benefits of PMF technology. But if you go a little bit more in detail, we see the main benefits are enhance the cellular repair and recovery, joint cartilage repair, support bone density, and enhanced recovery and repair after exercise and injury. One of the consequences of increased cellular activity is the increase of oxygen content with the cell, and this will lead to improved oxygenation in the tissue, detoxifying effect of the body, better brain function, as well as stress relief. Another effect of the PMF is the vasodilatation, which will cause an increased blood and lymph circulation. Consequently, this will cause fortified immunity, better brain function, muscle relaxation and increased performance, reduced stress, and improved sleep quality due to the muscle relaxation. Improved pelvic blood flow and function in people suffering from erectile dysfunction, reduction of swelling, chronic inflammation, reduction of pain. So these are a lot. So it looks like giving energy to the body, everything improved. It is like giving to a dehydrated person in the desert a glass of water. Everything will improve in the body. So just to summarize some of the main benefits, enhances the body's natural recovery process, corrects cellular dysfunctions to the body, stimulates and recharges cells, energizes the entire body, improves athletic performance, stimulates natural endorphins, and facilitates pain relief. Also reduces inflammation in joints and soft tissues, and of course the associated pain, accelerates wound healing and recovery from injury, reduces chronic fatigue symptoms or syndromes, and reduces or reverses peripheral neuropathy, reduces and slows down osteopenia or osteoporosis. So who will benefit from this? The PMF devices provides effective pain relief. This would be practically the main effect that people will see when using PMF. for people who suffer from arthritis, joint pain, fibromyalgia, multiple sclerosis, back pain, ankylosing spondylitis, and other types of pain. Patients with Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, and stroke all benefit from the healing energy of PMF due to the improvement in the blood circulation. People with migraines, insomnia, stress, anxiety, and phobias usually find a notable reduction in symptoms. PMF is also perfect for stimulating bone regeneration. I showed you that study from 76, I think. Improving bone density and helping people to recover from osteopenia, osteoporosis, arthritis, osteoarthritis, fractures, and things like that. Especially for people over 50, especially for women, they are more exposed to osteoporosis. Using the use of the regular use of the mat could be of big help. Also, people with soft tissue, such as muscle, ligaments, and skin problems, can be helped to heal quicker. But again, we're going every type of pain, including the nerve pain, can be partially or completely eliminated. So let's talk a little bit about the type of problems. Some people have severe problems, problems that affect their quality of life. I mentioned earlier Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, arthritis, chronic pain, glaucoma, or retina detachment, or they recover after accidents. All these categories that are very difficult to be helped by modern contemporary medicine, and that are causing a lot of distress, discomfort to the people who suffer those, can be helped using PMF. In all these cases, could be either the big, depending where the problem is, could be either the big magic or the mini magic, or a combination of both. Let's see a little bit what other people are saying, not the company, not Miramate. So was a study, I couldn't find an actual testimonial, but I found an information from a website that is dedicated to Alzheimer's disease. A study was conducted at the University of Toronto in 2010, which examined how deep brain stimulation affects memory circuit in Alzheimer's. The results of the study showed that the PMF deep brain stimulation activates the brain's default mode network and brought neural activity to the memory circuit. And this is a study, and this is published, and this one actually it comes from a PMF advisor. But I'll tell you what actually the user are saying. One of them said, "I love my Miramate Big Magic mat. I sleep on it every night. And after I get out of the bed, my husband sleeps on it for a while. He has RA and I have Parkinson's. When our daughter visited us for Christmas, she noticed my dyskinesias went as bad. My balance is better, and yesterday morning my husband was flipping his arms about and saying his shoulders felt much better, especially his left shoulder, which causing him a lot of pain. Progress is subtle but noticeable. We are very grateful for the mat and Miramate for making PMF therapy affordable. And this was what Kathleen was saying. Let's move to somebody else. I'm glad I bought the PMF kit. If you don't know, the kit means both the big magic and the mini magic. I suffer from arthritic pain in my neck, back, and shoulders. Ever since I started sleeping on the big mat, my pain was gone and my sleep quality improved significantly. I noticed the difference immediately. And I also use mini magic when I'm not at home. I will never go out without it again. This is truly a blessing. And this was Anna. Greg was saying that pain from a burn and blister gone immediately, and blister disappeared quickly. So talking about recovery of the body. More testimonials regarding severe problems that I presented before. I used mini magic to treat both my ankles and feet, which were ischemic owing to peripheral arterial disease. I did 2 separate 1-hour sessions, 1 hour per foot. Not only did the source of my ankles improve dramatically, but I also had my first night's sleep without pain in my feet since the symptoms of the peripheral arterial disease installed. 10 on 10, 10 out of 10 to Miramate. So this was Steve. Another testimonial that is very, very moving. You can find these testimonials on the site. You have the link here. And I will just give you a short, like a summary of what Maria was saying in this testimonial. About 6 years ago, I experienced an injury where the retina of my left eye detached. It was also the layer of blood underneath it. I also have a genetic eye disorder. I remember one of them, she was talking about eye specialist, not accepting me to pay for my visit because he felt so bad about not being able to do anything to help. I received my mini magic. I did 1.5 hour treatment that night. The next morning, half awake, I started as the bathroom door suddenly jumped in front of my face. Wow, I didn't expect to see it at all. Long story short, she said, mini magic enabled me to see again when traditional medicine failed. So again, if you have the time, this is testimonials that worth thing. And another one from Ralph, Miramate Mini is really a magic device, and the first 5-10 minutes is so soft that it seems not to work, but then it produces a very pleasant, smooth warmth from inside the body. I had severe inflammation in my knee, and it disappeared within 1 day. A very recommendable device. So all these are real people who are talking about their problems and their severe problems, not talking about something that will go away by itself. Okay. But not everybody has like severe problems. However, most people have minor health issues that are almost inevitable. We are under constant attack from the environment. Our food, water, air can contain toxic substances and pathogens. So detoxing is something that health conscious people should do on a regular basis. As I said earlier, one of the effects of PEMF waves is the facilitation of the toxin elimination from the cells. The fact that PEMF waves improve the function of the lymphatic system, helps with the elimination of viruses and germs from the body. Also, age can come with some common problems like vision and hearing deterioration. These are things that can be corrected in time or slightly improved using Miramate PEMF devices. The young and older alike can be exposed to acute pain due to accidents, like the last testimonial that we had earlier. This can be helped to with the scalar with the PEMF technology. Middle-aged people are prone to chronic sleep deprivation, mostly because of stress at work and or at home. A lot of people found a solution using Miramate PEMF devices. There are many other minor health problems that can be prevented by using the PEMF technology. It is like, as I said, it is like giving a glass of water to somebody walking in the desert. Let's see some real testimonials. The mysterious persistent cough my granddaughter has goes away when she spends the night with the big magic under the mattress cover. This is Christopher. The mini magic has really helped me with my sinus pain and headaches. Instant relief. Janine. I have been using my mini magic on my eyes to improve the starburst lights around the headlights when I'm coming from the car due to the cataract. The starburst effect is gone and my eyesight seems to have improved. It is more vivid and I'm able to read street signs with ease. This was Sharon. Michelle said, my knee pain disappeared after one night sleeping on the mat. Also really helping me with the anxiety. Waking up, feeling much more grounded and restored. Thank you so much. An amazing healing mat. And the last one from Karin said, the first night, Leon Big Magic, I slept like a baby. I really like the PEMF, has a healing result in general. Thank you. So these are testimonials for real people. But not everybody has problem at all, or have so small problems that these are not requiring a constant attention. In this case, it's useful to use the PEMF devices for prevention. If you don't have any major health problem, you can still use Miramate PEMF for prevention. On one hand, our food, water, air do not have the nutrients and qualities and energy that we need. And on the other hand, we are exposed to high level of stress and emotional trauma daily. In the process, we divert a part of our energy to fight all these battles, and we allocate less energy to maintenance programs, like healing and minor fighters with pathogen. A little boost of energy at cellular level, as PEMF can do, would be able to compensate for this. Let's see a few more testimonials. For people who don't have really big problems, I brought Big Magic and shared it with my 87-year-old mother. Like a miracle, she is doing a lot of things in the house, and I can see the energy she has. Her eyes are wider, and she's working faster. Thank you. This was Carmen. Living in a big city where it snows make walking barefoot and grounding pretty impossible for months. Big Magic fills in the gap and really makes a difference. This was Christopher. And Antoinette says, I love the Big Magic mat. I use it every morning during my meditation practice. I've noticed that my cats love it too. When I forgot to turn it off, I later will find a few of my cats sleeping on the top of the Big Magic. Thank you. And regarding about the general quality and the service of Miramate PMF kit, Pete says, I am really happy with my Miramate PMF kit, as both devices are so well made and really economical in their power usage. I can walk around while using the mini, and Big Magic pad fits the perfect into the back of my chair for effortless application of the frequencies to all my major organs. The support from the company and the other users is also very good. And Kathleen says customer service goes above and beyond, quick delivery, quality product. And I totally agree with this is my own experience too, regarding the quality of the service and the products. I will talk a little bit now about my own experience with the generally with the energy medicine devices, and especially with the Miramate PMF devices. Um, the reason I started using energy medicine devices, Spooky 2 and the Miramate equipment was for prevention. At the time, still I don't have any like major problems, but I want to keep it this way. I occasionally sleep on Big Magic when I have muscular pain due to overwork in the garden or sport. It happened a few times that my shoulder froze, and I had uh, a, a big pain back there, and sleeping a few nights on the Big Magic solved that problem. My wife usually mainly the Big Magic during the day while watching TV or doing some other activities. She spent a lot of time on the gravity chair because of her back problems, and she noticed a big improvement since she started using the mat about 1.5 years, 2 years ago. Recently, uh, I found out that I didn't think before that mini magic is can be used safely and effectively for eye problem. And as you can see, I wear glasses, and I said, okay, let's try it. And I put the mini magic coils here on the sides of my eyeglasses, and I power it the mini magic with my power bank. It's a very powerful one, and um, a little time I spend on TV at night. I was wearing that. Um, After I took uh, that coils off, I noticed that my sight became um, sharper, more focused, and also at the end of the day, because I spend a lot of time working on the computer, my eyes are tired towards the end of the day. So I noticed that tiredness disappeared. So for the last week, I started to use the mini magic regularly at in the evenings for half an hour, maybe 1 hour. Um, Occasionally, I use all the energy healing devices that I have, including the Miramate uh, PMF devices for uh, to, to help my children or my grandchildren. Uh, I found it helpful for an infant with pain because of teething. that it helps. The mat under the bed sheet helps. So in conclusion, I am convinced that Miramate equipment, especially the PMF equipment that I have, helped me and my family to maintain, improve the health. But I want to remind you something. Energy healing is an art as much as a science. So there is science behind it, but the way to use it, it's an art. So the way you use it depends on you. Be careful, monitor your reaction, your feelings, and adjust the way you use these energy devices depending on the signals that your body gives you. Okay. Okay, if you want to see more testimonials, uh, you can go on the Miramate website and you can find other written or video testimonials. You have the both addresses here on miramateviews.com or miramatereviews.com/testimonials dash videos. So you can go on those two web pages and you can find a lot of more testimonials from real people from people who actually own and use on a regular basis the energy healing devices and in this case PMF devices. And now the Q&A section. Somebody said that if after a presentation there aren't any questions, there are two possible explanations. Either everybody understood everything or nobody understood anything. I hope it's not the last one. Let's see some of the common questions that people ask about the PMF devices first. So question, which Miramate device is better, Mini Magic or Big Magic? Already talked earlier about the difference between Mini Magic and Big Magic. Both devices have their own merit. The main difference is the size of the place where the problem is. The other big difference is the portability. So if you have a small problem, like let's say eye problem, I would say use Mini Magic. If you have a back problem, I would recommend Big Magic. Sometimes you can combine both of them. That's why the company offers also a kit with both Mini Magic and Big Magic. Another question, can I add technology like Rife and Scalar while using Miramate PMF devices? The answer is yes, you can run any Rife programs or remote or on cold laser or sit in the scalar field while using the Mini Magic or Big Magic devices. Actually, in our case, we installed the scalar on the in the living room where my wife spends a lot of time, and so she uses in the same time the scalar. She uses the Big Magic. Occasionally, she uses also the Mini Magic, and uh, some programs are run on remote scale on Speaker to remote device. So yes, you can use other energy healing methods in the same time. Another question. How long does it take to feel the results from Miramate PEMF devices? The answer depends on the type of condition you are treating. For acute condition, you can get results in half an hour or in a day, like you saw in that testimonials. The pain, the inflammation disappeared in one day. For chronic condition, you can get a gradual improvement of your symptoms in several days or even months using the big magic mat. Question, how long and how often should somebody use Miramate PEMF machines? Okay, the answer depends on the type of the problem. The best approach is to start small and monitor your health. The technology used in Miramate PEMF devices do not create fatigue or dependence or side effects. So actually, you can sleep at night on Big Magic. You can stay all the day long on the Big Magic if you need to, and it will be okay. There is no danger in this. Can Big Magic be used overnight? Yes, I said yes. It can be used overnight. I use it overnight myself, and my wife also use it occasionally overnight. We recommend, because it's soft and flexible. We recommend to put it, as I said before, under the pillowcase or under the bed sheet. Some more questions. Can I use two mini magics simultaneously? Yes, you can, as long as you don't put them one on top of the other, because those fields will never be synchronized. So it will modify the effect of each of them. It will modify the effect of the other one. Because of the field is localized, you can put in two different places, like you put it on both knees, let's say, then it's okay. Using two devices will just extend the area of the treatment. But if the targeted area allows, you may consider using a big magic instead of two mini magic. So if you have both knees, you can use the big magic, put the mat over the legs, over the knees. But again, depends where the problem is. Question, to revitalize or recharge, where in the body is the recommended location to attach the Miramate PEMF probes? What is the recommended duration? The answer is you can place the coils over your navel. That would introduce the field into the major artery and in the nearby organs. Keep it for a full cycle, which is 30 minutes, or for a few cycles, like 1 hour, 1 hour and a half, or something like that. Question, are the coils safe to use for the headache such as TMJ, headaches, ears, or eyes problems? I said earlier, yes, it's safe to use them around the head. You can use the headband to attach the coils of the mini magic. Another question, can big magic use on dogs? Yes, both mini magic and big magic can be used on pets. Can be. You saw a testimonial earlier that the cats love it, dogs love it too. Some people use the mats for the race horses to improve their performance. Another question is, are low power devices like the Miramate good for everything? Aren't high powered PMF devices better in some situations? The answer is Miramate is not good for everything. It's not one solution for everything. But what it does well. Power is not everything. It is even possible that high power PMF is not good in some cases, but could be good in some other cases. And now it's time for your question. But before that, I want to show you some resources. I try to present the basic information about this amazing PMF devices, the mini magic and the big magic. There is much more to learn about it. And if you wish to go deeper into subject, it is possible. Here is a list of web pages on the left where you can find more information about the Miramate technology. Also on the right, you can see there is a Miramate Facebook group where you can ask questions, and a lot of the people who are already users of these devices would be uh, would be glad to help you with your questions. Also, some of the questions may be answered on Spooky2 Rife for Life, because Spooky2 also has a PMF device. And more than that, you can contact Miramate via email, support@miramate.com. And if after consulting all this wealth of information, you still have questions, you can contact me. You have my emails there. Actually, I will leave it here so people can. So now, if you give me a few moments, I will start to answer some of the questions that you already asked, and I didn't have the time to respond at that time. I will try to start from the top. Somebody asked, I have a chronic and fibrosis on my shoulders, my upper trapezius. Do this compare with ultrasound therapy? No, it's totally different from ultrasound therapy. As I said, I'm not a doctor or medical specialist. I can't tell you exactly what is good um, for your specific problem. But as I said, first of all, PMF is able to energize your body at cellular level, which will improve a lot of things. It improve the blood circulation, the lymph circulation, will it improve the release of endorphins, which will reduce the pain level. It's a lot of things that the PMF devices can do for you. I probably suggest that the best thing is for the shoulder would be the big magic with the deluxe mat. So, and somebody else asked, how long do I use it every day? Is it toxic? No, as I said, there is no known side effect. The devices are conceived in such a way that they don't they don't generate electromagnetic fatigue at cellular level. They leave your body and then in the neutral state, don't charge it in one direction only. So you can use it every day. You can use it a few times a day for a half an hour. As I said, you can spend a night. I did that myself. You can spend the night on the mat. You can spend quite a few hours during the day on the mat and every day, and this will not create any problem, any side effect. Somebody said they use it for 20 minutes. I suggest to use it 30 minutes or multiple of 30 minutes, like 1 hour and a half, 2 hours, because I explained to you, both devices, they have a cycle that has about 30 minutes duration. And somebody said, I love it. Yeah, I'm glad I love it too. Another question, hi, if you have our products, you can use Miramate Big Magic for 20-30 minutes every day. It does well. Yes, I use it. I use it. I can say every day. My wife is with it every day, but lately I started to use the mini magic every day, twice a day for 30 minutes, morning and evening. Somebody else said, I have the PMF and my family so love it. I have the Miramate Magic, George, both the coils and mat. Yep, this is the best solution if you can afford it. It is not actually a big price compared with all the other. I studied the other devices on the market, and the prices are much higher, and the performance are not even equal to Miramate PMF products. Okay. Somebody else, I have PMF ring, however, have limited knowledge on how to use it properly. Uh, I hope that my presentation, this was done at the beginning of the presentation. I hope that my presentation explained you how you can use and for what purpose, what problem you can use the mini magic. As I said, we can use it around the head, eyes, ears, temples, for migraine example. You can use it if you have, like, let's say, carpal tunnel. Use it around the wrist. Depending on the problem you have, you can put it anywhere. You have back problems, you can put them, hold them in place with the band and put them on each side of the spine at the level you have the problem. So I hope that both this explanation and my presentation helped you to know more about how to use your device. Somebody else, what the PMF ring is, probably was talking about coil, not ring actually, but looks circular. Somebody else, how does PMF, the big magic effects combine with the spooky to scalar at the cellular level? Would you use them together, and when? Would you use the scalar with Rife modulation at the same time? Okay, so let's see. There are two different problems. The first one, scalar and PMF are two different modalities to supply body with energy. PMF supplies a scalar type of Spooky 2 supplies a scalar type of life-sustaining energy similar to Qi at cellular level. We are talking about very high frequencies. The range of the frequencies for the scalar is somewhere between 4 and 8 megahertz. On the other hand, PMF are both are working in very low frequency, 7.83 for big magic, 9.6 for mini magic. So they work in two different ranges. They do not interfere with each other. As I said, we are using it during the day. My wife is using big magic and scalar all the time. She noticed very good results for her back problems. On the other hand, right modulation creates different frequencies. I will not use personally. I would be a little bit concerned to use scalar with Rife modulations in the same time as the mat. But again, this is my opinion. It's just, let's say, precaution. Oh, somebody says, thank you. This was excellent and very helpful. I am glad that I could be at help. This is one of the things that I love to do, help other people. I thank you to everybody who expressed their gratitude for the presentation. Somebody asked, can PMF help with type 1 diabetes? Again, I said, I'm not a doctor. I can't tell you exactly if it helps to diabetes, but from what I've read, yes, it does help with diabetes. And considering the fact that one of the effects of the PMF on the cell is that increases the intake of nutrients and oxygen, and also it helps to increase the elimination of the toxins from the cell, which this for sure will help with any disease, including diabetes. Somebody else said, my daughter had a stroke recently. The residual effects have been specific, her speech. Would the mini magic work? I am sure. So in my research, I saw that stroke is mentioned between the diseases that can benefit from PEMF technology. And we also saw earlier that it is safe to place the mini magic coils around the head. So yes, I will. I would use, definitely I would use personally, this is again my opinion as a non-specialist, I would use the mini magic, and the way I would place it would be the back of the head, here low at this level, and the forehead. You also can try to use around the head on both sides. Also, you can use the big magic and put it under the pillowcase. And in this case, you will have it all over the night, and it will be very close to the cerebellum. So somebody else asked which one, the mini or big magic for rheumatoid arthritis in hand. Again, if it's only on a small spot, I would use mini magic with a single coil. If it's, let's say, the palm, I would use mini magic with a quad coil. But it would be also useful to have the big magic during the night, because resting the hand on the mat will be helpful, and you can do this for longer time than using the treatment on your hand. Do you know the thickness of the coils? I don't know exactly the dimension, but I appreciate it's about 4 to 5 millimeters, less than a quarter of inch. Okay. So, um, any other questions I could answer in the 10 minutes about we have left? Somebody wants to leave? I would say have a nice day, evening, or morning, depending where you are on this earth. And thank you for being with us for the webinar so far.